Hey guys, how is it going? I hope you're having an awesome day because I'm going to be listening to an artist that I had never listened to before in my entire life. I will be listening to the Icelandic artist Björk for the very first time. I know, what's wrong with me? I have not heard a single album, let alone a single track from this artist before. I mean, I might have through the years, through the decades, I might have heard one of her songs on the radio. If one of these tracks on this record sounds familiar to me, I will let you know if I heard it before, but I will be digging into Homogenic, her album from 1997, my very first Bjork album. I think the proper pronunciation of her name is Björk. I know a lot of you say her name Bjork. But anyway, I will be digging into her album from 1997. I chose this album in particular because it's one of her more notable records. It's one that always pops up when I ask people or I research, best Bjork albums of all time, and apparently this is one of them, so that is why I'm starting off with this record. And one of my reasons for wanting to dig into her music is not only to broaden my musical horizons, my musical tastes, what have you, but I recently listened to Bedtime Stories by Madonna, her album from 1994, and there is a song on that album called Bedtime Story that Björk had a hand in crafted. And when I heard that song before, I was, whoa, what is this song? And then you guys let me know in the comments of when I did my first listen of Bedtime Stories that Björk had a hand in crafting that song. So I was like, who is this Björk artist that I've heard of before? The crazy swan dress that she wore to the 2001 Academy Awards. But who is this artist that produces such and writes such weird, crazy, outer body songs? So I needed to check her out as soon as possible. So here we are with her 1997 record, Homogenic. So enough talking. Let's get into it with track number 1, Hunter. Okay, and that was track number 1, Hunter. Well, congratulations to me. That's the very first Björk song I've ever listened to. And wow. As I was sitting here with my eyes closed, I felt like, it was very haunting and eerie, of course, but I felt like I was in a forest. I felt like I was lost in the forest, and there was mist surrounding me, and it was near twilight, and I felt like someone was chasing after me. I feel like someone was following me. I felt like if I didn't keep moving, I felt like if I stopped where I was, that I wouldn't make it out of the forest, that I wouldn't necessarily die. I just feel like if I didn't keep moving, I would just be stuck there forever in this forest, lost for all eternity. And the opening line to the song is, if travel is searching and home what's been found, I'm not stopping. I'm going hunting. So initially I thought, she's hunting for deer in the woods, but it's much more metaphorical than that. It's hunting for something. It's home has been found already and travel is searching. So she's traveling, she's searching for something. She's not searching for home because it's been found already. She's searching for something else, whether it be something physical or more something internally that she's searching for within herself. So that's what I got out of the song. So now let's move on to track number 2, Jogja. Okay, so that was track number 2, Jogja, and I'm trying to research what the word Jogja means, and I can't find an explanation, which is really weird, so I still don't know what it means. Like, I'm trying, but there's no solid description of the words. So if you guys know, which you probably do, let me know in the comments because I would really like to know. And in terms of the song, another great song. I mean, I don't really know what to make of it. It's very cryptic. She keeps saying state of emergency, how beautiful to be. State of emergency is where I want to be. And when I think of state of emergency, I think of peril, I think of disaster, I think of chaos, havoc. So perhaps what she's alluding to is she doesn't want to be in a situation where everything's normal and fine and everything is just going smoothly. Maybe she likes to be in a situation, or she likes to have a life where everything is a little chaotic and crazy and you don't know what's going to happen. It's unpredictable, and she likes being in that state of mind, that state of emergency. And you pushed me up to this, so maybe someone pushed her into that mindset. Emotional landscapes, they puzzle me and confuse me. I mean, these lyrics kind of confuse me. I feel like they can be read in so many different ways, but that's kind of my interpretation of the song. Anyway, let's move on to track number 3, Unravel. Okay, and that was track number 3, Unravel. I was getting kind of emotional there. Definitely my favorite track on the record so far. Unravel, she's comparing her love with someone to a ball of yarn. How it can slowly unravel as her heart comes undone. And then the devil collects it with a grid. And he'll never return it. So when you come back, we'll have to make new love. So, I mean, I have never listened to an album like this before with these sorts of lyrics. I mean, I can't decipher these lyrics on the spot because I'm gonna be here forever. I need to move on to the next song. This is an album where I need to listen to on my own, and then after listening to the track and kind of sit back and let it sink in. I can't give you an interpretation of the song on the spot. I can't do that. So now let's move on to track number 4, Bachelorette. Okay, now it's track number 4, Bachelorette. I feel like this song should be played at every single Bachelorette party. Could you imagine? That would be depressing as fuck. And, oh god, this is another song where it's so hard to decipher what she is saying. At least what I'm picking up, I feel like it's some sort of toxic relationship. And, I mean, the way it reads, it sounds toxic as fuck. And, I mean, I don't know. Like a killer whale trapped in a bay. I'm a path of cinders burning under your feet. I'm a tree that grows hearts, one for each that you take. You're the intruder's hand. I'm the branch that you break. And, yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to this again and try to decipher it. Again, I can't do an on-the-spot interpretation of the song. It's too complex. Anyway. Let's move on to track number 5, All Neon Like.
Not till you halo all over me. Not till it shimmers round your skull. The marvelous wind glow in the dark threads. Embraces all, so you can sleep, and they will assist us. And the luminous beam feeds you and your turtle hearts. Luminous beam feeds you and don't challenge yourself.
Okay, and that was track number 5, All Neon Like. And I feel like this song is about depression, being in some sort of negative state of mind. She keeps singing about halos and glow-in-the-dark threads weaving themselves in their marvelous web around you, all neon-like. And these beams of light with a razor blade all cut a slit open and the luminous beam feeds you. Why would someone be or want to be fed beams of light? Unless they are wanting that and they are in the negative state of mind and there is darkness shrouding them and they are depressed and they just want to be happy again. That's what light is. It illuminates you, makes you feel good, it makes you happy. You step out into the light from the darkness and you feel good again. So you're being fed these beams of light, almost like medication. And they will assist us because we're asking for help, and the luminous beam, it feeds you. So you're asking for help internally, you're crying out, and you're being fed all this light, all these beams to hopefully help you. That's what I picked up from the song, anyway. Let's move on to track number 6, 5 Years.
Think you deny me of something? I've got plenty. Till after 5 years, if you live that long, I dare you to take me on. You can't handle love.
And that was track number 6, 5 Years. She sounds kind of pissed off in this song, I will admit. Think you're denying me of something. I dare you to take me on. I'm so bored of cowards. They say what they want. Then they can't handle. You can't handle love. You just can't handle. So obviously this person has an issue with commitment and love, and she's pissed off, and she's just calling them out on their lack of love, and she's just saying you can't handle love. It's obvious. Okay. I'm going on an experience listening to this record. I mean, the production alone, I mean. It's unlike anything I've heard before, and I guess that's, I haven't listened to a lot of albums in my life, so to me, this sounds like something I've never heard before, but to someone like you, maybe it's something you would have heard before, because you probably listened to a lot more albums than myself from a lot more artists. But to me, this sort of music is new to me. It's like what I listened to on Madonna's Ray of Light. I mean, I've never listened to a record like that before, and I've never listened to a record like this before, and I like this continuation of albums I've never really listened to in terms of the production, you know? Listening to the production and just hearing sounds I've never heard before from a record. I love it. So anyway, let's move on to track number 7, Immature.
How could I be so immature? Seeing this and be left alone. Be so immature.
Okay, and that was track number 7, Immature. This was a pretty short song, and it reads pretty straightforward in terms of the lyrics. I mean, she's singing about being so immature, thinking that he could replace the missing elements in me, how extremely lazy of me, how naive, how ignorant, how immature. Pretty straightforward. And as I was listening to this song, I couldn't help but think of Adele and thinking, what if Adele and Bjork did a collaboration project? I think I just got a boner thinking of that. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to track number 8, Alarm Call. Okay, and that was track number 8, Alarm Call. And free the human race from suffering. So, apparently, you can't say no to hope and can't say no to happiness. She wants to go up onto a mountaintop somewhere so distant and out of the way and unimaginable. I mean, how can you just get up onto a mountaintop? I mean, that's probably one of the most isolated and impossible endeavors ever, just to go up to a mountaintop. I mean, it's borderline impossible. With a radio and good batteries, and play a joyous tune. So she wants to be alone up in this secluded high place with just a good tune and to free the human race from suffering. So does she want to blast this song and this music from a mountaintop to kind of cleanse the world and to end the suffering? I mean, let's be real. Music is the medicine for happiness. I mean, music is the cure for anything spiritual and good. I mean, it just lifts your spirits. And I feel like if everyone listened to music every single day for at least an hour, I feel like the world would be a lot better than what it is right now. She's saying she's no fucking Buddhist, but this is enlightenment. So, yeah. This is an alarm call. So wake up now. So it's some sort of wake up call. It's an emergency. I mean, maybe it's a state of emergency, like her previous song. The state of emergency, people need to wake up, and the suffering needs to end, and play a joyous tune and free the human race from suffering. But today has never happened, and it doesn't frighten me, so it's just an idea of what she wants to do, but it never happened. It's just an alarm call, and it never happened, but it doesn't frighten her. It doesn't scare her. So, I don't know. That's what I got out of the song. Give me your interpretation of the songs. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe there are actual, real interpretations of these songs that I just listened to. So leave your input. What do you think she is saying in these songs? I would love to know. Anyway, let's move on to track number 9, Pluto. And that was track number 11, Pluto. This is a very short track lyrically. There's only a few lines. Excuse me, but I just have to explode this body off of me. I'll be brand new tomorrow. A little bit tired, but brand new. This kind of takes me back to when I was 18, 17, 19, and I was in a very dark and depressed state of mind, and I would continuously write songs. I mean, I'm not a songwriter. I haven't written songs in years and years and years. I'm more of a novelist. I write books, but back then, I mean, when I was in that depressed state of mind, I would just write poetry, aka songwriting, and the things I wrote were very cryptic. I mean, the average person probably wouldn't be able to decipher them. And as I read these songs and the lyrics, I mean, these read like lyrics that I would have written when I was 18, 17, 19. I just had that very cryptic and just depressed and sad state of mind. And I just had all these feelings spilling out, and I didn't really know how to decipher these feelings other than just putting them on paper and writing them as poetry and songwriting. And this, in particular, Pluto reads like something I would have written. Honestly, I probably had written stuff like this. I mean, I have a little book, a little folder of really weird things I wrote when I was that age. Really, really weird things. And as you read them, you could just tell that the person who wrote them was screaming out for help. And yeah, anyway. Let's move on to track number 10, All Is Full of Love. And that was the final track on the record. Track number 10, All Is Full of Love. And this is a really important song for anybody who is lonely or feels like nobody loves them and nobody accepts them. That all is full of love, you just ain't receiving it. And your phone is off the hook. Your doors are shut. That's why you aren't receiving the love, because all your barriers are up and all your communication sources are shut and there's no way for love to enter your life because the doors are shut and the phone's off the hook and you have no social media for anyone to contact you. You're just a hermit. And that's why you feel so lonely because no one can reach to you. And what you have to realize is all is full of love. And you just need to be willing to accept it and have it into your life. And a lot of people are scared of that. A lot of people are scared to bring love into their life because they're scared to be hurt again and rejected. She's also saying, you'll be given love, you'll be taken care of. You have to trust it. It may not be from the sources you have poured yourself. So the love you're seeking might not be from the sources you think it should be coming from. It might not be from the directions you're staring at. It might come from somewhere else that you might not even know about. You know, your love, the love that you're wanting might not come from that one person that you're thinking it should come from. It might not come from that one place you think it should come from. Maybe the love you're seeking is hiding somewhere that is unknown to you. But in order to find that love, you need to open the window, you need to open the door and step out and let it come to you. Because maybe you're just looking at the wrong places. That's my interpretation. Anyway, so that was that. Björk, Homogenic from 1997. Unlike anything I've ever listened to in my entire life. Wow. So obviously I'm gonna have to play this record multiple times. A few more times to actually get a grasp on it. And the production alone, I mean, all I had to do was close my eyes and just be taken somewhere else. I mean, it's so beautiful and it's so tragic and dark at the same time. But there's also optimism and wanting to do better and wanting to not only better yourself, but wanting to better the whole planet. Wanting to share your knowledge and your insight and your stories with the planet so that everyone else can be better and the planet can have less suffering in it and can be more loving and less dark than what it is. All you have to do is shine your beam of light onto people and hopefully it catches and yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. What are your impressions of this record? What did you think of it? Well, of course, now I'm gonna have to check out her other albums. I mean, I have to. I really enjoyed it. It was a very unique experience, and this is what I'm searching for. You know, I'm searching for different albums, different sorts of albums, sounds I've never listened to, voices I've never heard, lyrics I've never read before. I mean, I love it. So thanks for watching. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can tell me what other artists I should check out. You can find me on Apple Music, you can see what I'm listening to, you can check out my playlists. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.